You should have played the TV music while you sat down. That's your microphone.
It's my microphone. Hello, this is a Gibby's review. I'm changing it up a bit tonight. We've got a special guest, my mother, Gibby. Josh only just recently caught up to House of the Dragon, and I basically told him prior to that I would probably do one with my mother since we both watched the season together.
Yes, we did.
So this is her first review. So season 3, House of the Dragon. I'm gonna let you start off.
Oh God.
I mean, just say what you thought about the season, but mainly focus on episode 8.
Yes.
But just do a big recap if you can. We've got a cast list behind the camera, just in case we lose track of so many characters that there were.
I must say, I really, Rhaenyra, is that it? You say her name properly?
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Yeah, I fell in love with her performance. I can't tell you much of what she said because I was too busy studying her facial movements, and her emotion was coming through her hands and her eyes, and she was just so absorbing to me, because the last couple of seasons it's been all about Daemon dominating. His personality and his acting really drew my attention from everything else, but this season I reckon she stole it. She stole it for sure. Quite often I don't even actually listen to the words, I'm just following the acting, and I'm absorbed in how good she is. Yeah, I'm really impressed. Yeah, if she doesn't win something for this, it's a joke.
Would you say she's carried the season, or is there other performances as well that you enjoyed?
I always liked Daemon, but he sort of go further into the background, and he allowed her to rise this time. She's dealt with the nervous breakdown of losing her kids and then becoming a queen all at the same time, and I just don't think she was ready in the mind. And I think this has caused her problems with performing how she would wanted to have performed as a queen. Yeah, so, and it's that scene where Daemon tells her that when they had that Targaryen conversation in Targaryen language.
Speaking Valyrian, yeah.
Valyrian language, yeah.
High Valyrian.
Yeah, and then he said something about they only respond to strength, and then it's like a click went off in her eyes, in her brain, and he sort of seemed to step back and allowed her to do it. I think he always knew she could, but he had to wind her up, maybe. Yeah,
there was kind of this tug of war in season 3 for Rhaenyra's attention between Daemon and Mysaria, and I feel like for the most of the season it was Mysaria that was pulling the strings generally on Rhaenyra, and I wanted to believe Mysaria's intentions were for the people. A lot of comparisons, I guess, to Varys from Game of Thrones, how he supposedly speaks for the people. As we know, he was. Mysaria, I think, was more doing things to benefit her status.
Self-serving.
Yeah, and as we saw in the season finale, episode 8, that kind of hold that she had on Rhaenyra just seemed to disappear.
I think when they shared that kiss.
Yeah, we can talk about that kiss.
I didn't like that.
Was it not necessary?
I don't think it was necessary.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think it was necessary. Yeah.
It's for the character that was Mysaria, I don't think it was necessary. And it didn't really do much at all to impact on the story, especially Rhaenyra's transition from trying to do good, but that illusion of trying to do good is always with a one step forward, two step back kind of result. And bottom line for me, I don't think she's a good queen. In the sense that I don't think she's competent.
Not at the moment. She's just had a really, like, the build-up was tragedy. You know, like...
Set up in tragedy.
People, going behind her back. Even Daemon she couldn't trust. She was, like, in this downward spiral. And then all of a sudden she's supposed to step up to the highest honour in the land. Meanwhile, she's still going crazy. Don't you reckon?
She's definitely going mad with power.
Yeah, she's going crazy. And
a lot of that is because of Daemon.
Yeah.
You were saying before how Daemon's finally stepped back and let Rhaenyra do her thing. It's that scene, what you're talking about, the first thing she does after Daemon's advice to her is start speaking in High Valyrian.
Yeah.
And that to me was like the symbol, alright, she's going to choose fire and blood over being somewhat of a virtuistic queen, which was her father. So I think coming into season 4, we're going to see the true cruel queen that is Rhaenyra. And I fear that her reign won't last. And if it does, it's going to be one of a lot of oppression and tyranny.
Maybe. You could be right.
So going into the first season of House of Dragon, I was very hesitant. I kind of waited for a while to see what the response was to it, because I was scared of
To be let down.
To be let down. 10 years of Game of Thrones.
Yep.
And as much as I'm a fan of it, as much as Mum is a fan of it,
Yeah.
those last couple seasons, especially season 8, was shite. So I had my walls up for season 1 of this show, and walking out of it, I was impressed. I wasn't ecstatic about it, but I was impressed. My favourite character was Viserys, Rhaenyra's father. And of course, all my favourite characters get killed
Yeah.
too damn soon.
Yeah.
But he went out great. Season 2 for me was a big letdown. The whole show felt like it was intentionally placed in limbo. You know, they placed Daemon in Harrenhal, where he was doing Scooby-Doo reruns, chasing ghosts. And Rhaenyra was mourning the loss of her first son, who was killed by Aemond in a dragon race. And so, during season 2, most people have to sympathise with Rhaenyra because of the loss of her son. She's hesitant on making a move. Coming into this season, she has more loss, but now she's gained power, and it's still the same wash, rinse, beat for a while there, where she's hesitant to make the right choice, or technically the wrong choice with the better benefit. And it gets to the point where it's no longer, it's because she's mourning as a mother, or she's trying to be sympathetic. It's honestly, to me, because she actually is incompetent as a queen, as a leader.
Well, she tried the other way. She tried to not go to war. She tried
She held it off,
as
for
possible
sure.
not to go to war, because she knows what it's like to lose someone you love.
Fair enough, but my question is, her hesitance, how many people have died in the wake of her not wanting to be the sledgehammer? Honestly, going back to season 2, episode 1, Daemon basically told Rhaenys, let's fly to King's Landing, you and me together can take out Vhagar and win this war in one battle. If there was a alternate reality where that was the scenario that occurred, there would probably been a lot less deaths.
Maybe they
involved.
needed to do that.
Yeah, a what if.
Yeah, a what if and what if. Yeah. That one would have only been 2 seasons long.
Yes,
Done.
already done.
So we'll drag this one out.
My favourite performance is definitely Emma Darcy as Rhaenyra Targaryen. She's definitely carrying the weight of most of the show.
Yeah.
The opening episode of this, which should have been the finale of season 2, the death of her second son, Jacaerys. That scene where they brought his corpse back into her quarters, and
She's over it.
she's just at first in denial, talking to him like he's just asleep.
Yeah.
And she just can't commit herself to actually accepting what's in front of her, to the point where she can't touch him.
Yeah.
And then finally just breaks down.
She just did it so well.
I could have watched that for the rest of the season. That
Yeah.
performance was great.
Yeah.
And again, we feel bad for her. And it's just that one more step closer to her, in my opinion, becoming more tyrannical, more mad, more vengeful. 2 other performances which I've come to enjoy in this season was Aegon. Aegon was great in season 2,
Yeah.
but he was on the side of being a dick more than someone to sympathise with.
Yeah.
Now coming into this season, I feel like the showrunners want us to like Aegon more than Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And he's definitely still on the show.
Bit of a comic relief, actually.
He really is. Tom Glyn Carney sounds very Scottish-Irish, but he's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish they had more of him in this season. He was always kind of anyways, this is what Aegon's up to. And every time he was on screen, I was really looking forward to it. His relationship between him and Larys and Tywin Lannister, he became a fan favourite of mine too. Just his loyalty and quote-unquote bravery.
Yeah, he didn't
For a
know
final
that
stand?
dragon was going to be
He did not
behind
know,
him.
no.
He just took that stand
Yeah.
on his own.
I thought that was awesome. It was
Yeah.
great to see a Lannister in that light.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what happens to them too in the next season. And my third favourite performance was Helena, the actress that played Helena Targaryen. Again, a role that doesn't get to do much, but every time she's on screen, she just, like, my focus went straight to her.
Is she the one that died?
Yes, she was
She's
the dreamer.
Yeah.
And that is one thing Game of Thrones and House of Dragon does really great. Is,
Waste lives.
I mean, there's no... Well, that and, like, very anticlimactic deaths, too, sometimes. Like, no better example than Kristen Cole in this season.
Yeah, nobody cared.
He was forgotten immediately.
Bye.
All he wanted was his noble, heroic, like, outing, and he wasn't even granted that.
Ended up being a head on a stick.
Yeah.
Who cared?
I have to admit, I really thought they could have given him just a bit
More honour.
before he died, at least. Just see him more in action, because as he self-proclaims, and as is written, he was the greatest, like, warrior of his time.
Yeah, and he got such a dicky death.
Did-
It wasn't.
He didn't do anything in the show that made me wow for him as a great fighter, even like in the peak of his seasons. Like, if I have to compare him, you probably won't remember this, Sir Arthur Dayne from Game of Thrones. He was a character in a flashback with young Eddard Stark.
Your dad's a
And Arthur Dayne has gone down in history of Westeros as the greatest fighter that ever lived. Anyways, we get a flashback and we see him in action. It's just one flashback and we get the gist.
Yeah.
He was taking on four warriors by
fantastic,
himself,
yeah.
and he defeated Ned Stark. At least that was a moment to see him shine. We didn't get that with Christian Cole.
Yeah. But
So-
he did say, this is staged.
You knew, yeah.
He knew it was staged, so he was smart enough to...
Yeah.
But he didn't
I
realise
think
they staged it with real people.
I came to the conclusion that I think he was a character that realised he was in a world that he thought was real but was all a lie.
He was just used as a stud there for a while.
Yeah, he was a good-looking stud, but again, that was built on his own illusion of how the world worked. And I think after a few battles with dragons, he realised his whole idea of how the world runs doesn't run that way at all. And so he was basically a character who was lost.
But there's people like that in real life.
Yeah,
You go into the workplace and you think,
this is not what I expected. right?
yes, but there are people in life that have honour and they just don't fit.
And I know we're supposed to feel bad for him by his outing. I just felt there was a lack of him for me to care much. So when he did get shot, it was a bit shocking. You know, like, he gets shot with arrows. According to the Hound from Game of Thrones, that's a coward's weapon. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought we could have had just one bit moment of seeing him as a badass. Because prior to that, we see him cut throat a few people. Wasn't really honourable, really, what he was doing. Trying to be a saboteur.
She doesn't know yet.
I don't think she cares, Alison.
Well, she's sort of got her hands full at the moment, but yeah.
That to me was funny. Because even season 2, this whole time, Christian Cole keeps looking at this handkerchief thing that Alison gave him. Like, oh, my loved, my hopeful one-day betrothed.
Yes.
You know, his mind is on her. And Alison doesn't even say one mention of him in the entire show.
Well, she's not allowed to, really.
I guess.
She's not allowed to.
I just
It's
find it
all
funny that she doesn't
behind
give
the
him
door,
one
yeah.
thought. Even after his death, she's still not aware.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the final episode and the
Yeah.
finale, which I think online is the episode most people are talking about, the Battle
Yes.
of Tumbleton.
Damon nearly met his maker.
He did.
He was
Yes.
very lucky that building fell down on top of the other guy, because
Yes.
I don't know whether he would have won that one.
Sir Bold John Roxton. As far as I know, he was a great fighter at his time, big fella with a great sword. The thing is, his sword is actually made of Valyrian steel, and so is Damon's. So,
So yeah, they weren't getting anywhere that way. They had to get physical.
yes, exactly right. There was no breaking of swords between two Valyrian steel swords. And I agree. He definitely made his match finally, Damon.
I
think-
thought he was going to lose an eye.
Yes.
There was one scene there where he's oh God, not
What's with the
again.
eye gouging?
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones and everything, there's always an eye gouging moment. It's bloody. I know it's a good tactic, but still,
Still,
it's horrific. Yeah, so we get to see Almond again, Hightower be a prick and use children as human shields.
Yeah.
To try and
those poor little kids.
to try and dissuade Damon from doing
and that
cruelty.
Damon actually tried to get those
He
kids
did.
out of the way.
He did.
And it got to the point where there was two stubborn ones. Well, he still had to,
Yeah.
but he tried.
Yeah.
That's another side that you wouldn't have seen last season.
No.
Damon, he would
He would not have hesitated.
Yeah, he would just.
I do appreciate that character arc they've given
Yeah.
Prince Daemon. He does have a bit more of a sentimental side.
Yeah.
And I can even say the same for Aemond, who got the same treatment as Daemon this season. He was stuck in Harrenhal the whole show. And I feel like it was just a lazy excuse to keep him out of the narrative. But he also, we got to see him more fleshed out and be more vulnerable and
Because
humble.
of her.
Because of her and his situation, he's lost his dragon, so he feels, I guess, useless.
Is his dragon dead? Or
Vhagar,
he's lost? No.
Vhagar just seems to have disappeared, and I suspected that the dragon was somehow hidden in the catacombs of the castle,
Oh.
hidden by Alice because of a witchcraft or something.
Yeah, possibly because she is
Yeah.
a witch.
Because there's scenarios where we get like mercenaries that infiltrate the castle to try and kill Aemond, and we hear this heavy breathing, and it sounds like a dragon breathing.
Could be.
And even when before Aemond, even when Kristen Cole's army came to look for Aemond, this sounded like dragon breathing, but they never saw it. So
We assume it's the wind because the place is a mess.
yes,
I couldn't stand it. I'd
haunted.
have to go in there and clean it up.
It's
couldn't live there like that.
I've seen a lot of dragons in this time burn it down, and then again, bloody Vhagar burned it down again. So it's a mess again.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because a lot of people were double crossing. Like Alice of Rivers, the witch, she lied to Kristen Cole about knowing Aemon. Aemon was in her care at that point.
Well, she's protecting him, yeah.
Protecting, I don't think so. I think she's still got her own agenda.
Haven't they all?
It's true, because not only did she lie to Kristen Cole, she's also lying to Aemond about Kristen Cole having come into Harrenhal to find him. That information has yet been revealed. And also, too, it hasn't come back into anyone's notice that Alicent of Hightower, she let Rhaenyra and all that take King's Landing without a battle. She basically let the gates open for Rhaenyra and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was the plan.
It was the plan, and it hasn't been any fallback on that yet.
There will be.
There will be.
Maybe if all the players are still alive, to actually remember it.
If they're still alive.
They're cutting them out, so who knows?
Do you feel season finale was worth the wait?
I'm looking at her acting.
Rhaenyra, Emma Darcy.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I've just seen her. She's amazing.
Mm.
She really is. Yeah. I couldn't take my eyes off Damon the last couple of seasons because he dictated every scene he was in.
Yeah, he was definitely stealing the light. Now
Yeah.
it's probably her turn.
Her turn.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was a good season.
Mm.
There were, like all seasons, there's days where you think
Where's it going?
that was a waste of time.
Yeah,
Just a filler.
there was a few episodes like that.
Yeah, so.
I'm going to give credit where credit's due to, I think, the fan favourite of episode 8, which is Roddy Ruin, the Northman.
Oh, it was awesome.
Played
Where is
by Flanagan, I believe.
He was funny.
Where is he? He definitely stole the show. He's down
Are you
here
ready to
somewhere.
die for...
Can't fucking wait. And Sir Roderick Dustin,
Yeah, he is.
played by Tommy Flanagan.
Yeah, he was
He's
funny.
an icon in this place, and yeah, he stole the show.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to seeing him on screen.
I didn't like him killing that kid.
I agree, but at the same time, that makes sense to his character.
Once a psycho, always a psycho.
Exactly. And it reinforces the whole thing about heroes and villains. There's no real heroes or villains in these shows. Both sides have their baggage of noble deeds and cruel deeds.
That was, yeah. I felt sorry for that little kid.
I agree.
I know it's all acting and all that sort of stuff, but
Yeah, I
I
mean-
didn't like that part of his personality.
Yeah, it's not like he caused any damage to Roddy. Like, it was a piece of log.
I know.
But, to me, that just showed a bit more of that guy's character.
A little
He's
bit too harsh, yeah. and he opened the doors. Well, he didn't open the doors. The doors were opened, and he was still alive.
I love that
part
scene.
there where he's going.
We're still alive. And they're all like, oh, life is miserable. Only death can free them.
The pub's burned down. What's our worth? Nothing left to do.
And he got what he wanted, which was Almond Hightower, which was a pretty satisfying death.
Yes.
I love the whole mirror of there's Almond basically desperately begging for his life, screaming no, and there's Flanagan in the background. Burn me!
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so satisfying.
Yeah.
So yes, let's talk about the Valerian family. Going into season 1, I heard and read that, you know, they were trying to be this kind of inclusion of different ethnicities. And when they introduced the concept of the Valerian family being black with white of hair, silver hair, okay, that's a clever way of trying to introduce an ethnicity that has not really been in Game of Thrones. When you watch Game of Thrones, I think there's like 2 or 3 black people in the whole show's runtime. And that's because they are from distant lands. And they introduced the Valerians being of dragon descendant as one whole family of, you know, black ethnicity. I thought it was a clever way to input it. However, coming into season 2 and especially season 3, some of the drama involved in that family with
bloody boring.
With Daemon's children, especially Baela and Adam and Alan. Adam, such a lazy, and Alan. Every time I hear Alan, I just think of the raptor from Jurassic Park 3.
Alan.
That's your grandfather's name.
I know, but I'm straight away reminded of Sam Neill looking at a raptor and it goes, Alan.
Alan.
But it's so soap opera drama, man. And it's always this, it's been this bloody, what do they call it? The 3-way relationship. 2 guys going for the girl. And it's like, oh, it's so melodramatic. It's bold and beautiful.
Yeah, it's bloody boring, and it's I think it's just time filler, innit?
It really is.
Yeah, it's just like, here we go. I'll go get a cup of tea. Tell me when they finish talking, because there's just no struck.
Yeah, I agree, and like I love Corlys. Corlys Velaryon was a really cool figure in season 1 and 2. But he was again a character that was doing nothing much. He was just standing there.
It was his wife.
It was his wife, Rhaenys, which was one of my favourites. And Corlys in this, again, doesn't really do much. It was good to see him in action during the battle of... I can't remember what the area was, but it was, you know, the battle that started the whole season, which should have been season 2's
And they were looking
finale.
in the ocean for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great to see him in action, but again, there wasn't much of him. And... every time it just comes to the whole, I think it's Baela's sister, she's like, oh, I want to do more for my family, but Rhaenyra won't let me.
Oh, I just want to slap her.
And there's
She's
Adam
just,
trying to get in her
annoying.
pants, and there's Alan trying to get in her pants. It's just like, fuck off, I don't need this, go away.
I think I'm trying to get in her pants.
Of course.
Oh, I didn't. That's how much notice I took.
Yeah, it's just,
it's a yawn fest, sorry.
It's so generic writing,
Yeah.
man. And then they'll come way back to Rhaenyra and her dramas, and
Yeah.
finally I'm hooked again.
Yeah, I'm hooked into that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not, this other stuff's just fluff.
Yeah, they could have done so much more with them, or even like less would have definitely served their characters better. Yeah,
Just cut them out altogether.
absolutely.
The one that had that wild dragon, she annoyed the hell out of me.
See, that's funny. I agree. Her story was annoying, but out of the whole family, like out of all the black actors, there's no better way to put it. I thought she's the best of them all in terms of acting, but they give her character next to nothing to do except
which is
whine and
annoying.
whinge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was annoying.
So,
They could have structured something better. Anyway.
I totally agree. And she's got a cool dragon. I would love to have Sheepstill as a dragon. Do you have a favourite moment in this season? Season?
When she was over her dead son, that was heartbreaking.
It was great.
That really resonated with me. It got my strings going, because I'm thinking, you know, you never want to admit this is going to happen. If you deny it, maybe there'd be a miracle. But also too, yeah, she sort of lost the plot there, and then Daemon went into their lingo, Valerian talk.
Snapped her out of it.
he snapped her out of it, and she, there's a lot of things that I would not have any idea of what she was saying. I'm just watching her face and her eyes, and even the muscles in her face change with the emotion.
Micro expressions.
Oh yeah, and her fingers and her hands. When she grabs the girl by the face, like it wasn't a slap across the face, but it was really like
very powerful and menacing.
Yeah.
Almost like a claw or talon, really. Yeah.
I'd say that one. Yeah, those two would be it. With the dead son, how she acts.
Yeah, it's a very powerful. If she doesn't get a nomination for anything, it's for that scene.
I'm going to send her one. She deserves something. I don't know. What's yours?
For me, it's the return of Aegon. I thought that was a pretty awesome scene, and it comes out of nowhere.
Oh, the one where the dragon comes behind him.
Sunfire returns.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one.
I think the setup for me is what makes it work, because again, as what Laura says, Aegon had been bitching and whinging for a little while there, and finally snapped out of it with, I guess, kind of the second suggestion of Tywin's involvement. And in that moment, both Aegon and Tywin pretty much climbed into my top 5 favorite characters.
Yeah.
Especially Tywin. He came out of nowhere for me. He did a lot of comical stuff in the previous season, trying to get the Triarchy to fight for them and all that stuff. And then out of nowhere, he just shows one of the most noblest, selfless, brave acts you can to literally
put your life on the line.
stand by Aegon, a character who's been belittling him ever since he started in the council. Like everybody was belittling Tywin Lannister.
Again, he was being the honourable one, and he couldn't find his niche. Yeah.
I think it was awesome to show his nobility, and if they don't respect him come the next season, what is wrong with everybody in this show? Because he was willing to face off with an army that was there for him, but he could have ran away. He could have given Aegon to them as a bargaining chip of some sort, but he was
lucky he ducked.
He was willing to stand there and face an army right next to Aegon, who at that point did not have his dragon. Tywin knew they were going to die.
Yeah.
And he still stood with them. I thought that was a freaking awesome moment.
That was a great moment, yeah. It really was.
It had me rooting for Aegon. Even though Aegon, he's not really a nice guy. He's done some pretty bad things, especially in season 1 and 2.
But I think he's changing, and that showed a big change in his character.
Yeah.
He was ready to stand up and and reclaim his throne.
Hopefully it doesn't go to his head, as we know, power seems to always do in these shows, especially with Targaryens. But honestly, at this point, I am rooting for a redemption story for Aegon. I would love.
That means there's going to be a clash.
That's what I'm saying. They really made you want to favour Aegon instead of Rhaenyra in the season. There was a big shift by the end of it. Rhaenyra's starting to look more like the evil queen from Disney at the moment. So
yeah, but she's still not firing on all cylinders. She's still got that. You've lost 2 sons.
Yeah. Her grief could become vengeful.
Her Achilles.
Yeah. I'm voting for Aegon. I want to see Aegon come back.
Well, he doesn't know what was her name, the girl that killed herself at the end. We didn't talk about
Helena,
her.
yes.
Yeah, we didn't talk about
Which
her.
is a sister.
That was so sad.
It was. She was definitely a fan favorite.
I really liked her. She was off with the fairies. She added a beauty to
innocence.
A cruel, nasty world.
As we know, innocence is not ever rewarded in this show.
No.
And Helena survived 3 seasons, which is very surprising by that sense of it. But she wasn't all not there. She saw and knew things that she probably couldn't understand.
I think she knew she was going to die, because remember that scene where
she
saw
knitted
herself in the fields with 2 little blonde babies? She must have known that's where she was going.
Well, to me, that was seeing her futures, and they all ended up in doom, even with her family.
Yeah.
So she saw no way out regardless. And she knew, because she literally sewed her own death onto the tapestry.
Yeah. So where's her other baby that lived? Because only one was killed.
Yeah, that's still.
There's another one somewhere.
That's still under caretaking.
Yeah.
Of Rhaenyra, I believe.
Because they were going to send for the baby.
Yeah, that was a lie.
The child.
That was a lie.
So there's a child out there that has the claim to the throne as well.
I don't know how it works.
Because it's Aemon's child.
No, that one wasn't born. I don't believe.
No, she died with the baby,
Yeah.
but she had two.
The others were Aegon's.
I'm getting all confused
Yeah, I know.
with who's who.
The fact
But
that
anyway,
Aegon is still alive, he arguably has the right to the claim.
Yeah.
That's what the faith believed.
That's what I mean,
anyways.
yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, Rhaenyra's gonna feel like, the queen that should not belong.
Because it was a daughter, because the son was murdered.
That's
yeah.
right.
Hmm.
I can't remember her name. I think it was Yaharis or something.
Yeah.
So many names I remember, guys, and they're all very foreign speaking, very exotic.
Yeah. So, but she, yeah, I'm sad that she had to go. But
Absolutely.
Still,
Let's go to the finale and give the season a rating out of
I'd give
10.
it about. I'm not good at ratings, but I'd say very close to a 9 because I enjoyed it.
Wow. That's a big number.
Oh, it's not a 10.
It's not a 10.
Not yet.
Fair enough.
I'm scared to. Say 8 3/4.
8 3/4. Let's say 8.5.
No, it's better than 8.5.
Okay.
Okay.
8 3/4. Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8 flat, and I'm only giving it an 8 because of the final episode.
Yeah.
That was to give me the season finale. That was either gonna stick or fall.
Yeah.
Because I hated the ending to season 2. It was such an insult to the fans.
Yeah.
They should have had episodes 1 and 2 as the finale to season 2. They could have made that work because there's a lot of filler. They could have got removed, and there's still a bit of filler even in this season.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things I would remove, but the Battle of Tumbleton definitely redeemed a lot of it. Aegon's redemption story, quote unquote, redeemed it.
Yeah.
Some just singular performances stole the show for me, and yeah, I am interested to see where it goes coming 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's enough. I think we've covered most of everything that we enjoyed about it and disliked about it. So yeah, thanks for partaking in this.
It was fun.
It was fun getting everything out in the open. Definitely probably do it again. Come anything Game of Thrones related, I reckon.
Yes. Teddy's acting debut.
Yes. Teddy. Very imaginative around here. Thanks for staying this long if you had, fellas. Hit like and subscribe to the channel. We definitely could need it. A bit of a boost coming years. Plenty more reviews to come. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
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 Bonk.
Oh.